right, welcome back to the Eye on the Angle. I'm Jerome, and this is
Christina.
And we're back with episode Photo and Video, Working Together versus Working Against Each Other. Oh, this goes into like etiquette and how working together can be a lot more helpful than working against each other.
Yep. Ooh, we're gonna have some like some feels. Some feels are gonna come into play.
Oh my gosh. Question number 1. What does a great photographer, videographer working relationship actually look like on a wedding day?
Teamwork makes the dream work. Honestly, like, you and I've had this conversation where, you know, the first time we worked together, you came up and you're like, hey, I'm Jerome, I'm the videographer. This is how I like to do things. I hadn't worked with a videographer at that point.
Oh.
You were my first one.
That is so funny. Okay.
But it was wonderful because you set the bar and the expectation, and I kind of just followed your lead. But after that, it was just like, it literally took one time of us working together where I knew what you liked. I knew kind of like if you gave me a look, then to get out of the way. Which, I mean, that's still a learning process.
That's me communicating, being like, are you going to go this way or am I going to go that way?
Yes.
Go this way?
but now we have it down packed to science where, like, we can look at each other and know what the next step is going to be. And then I think this past year, having to work with other videographers, I've had some really great take the initiative. This is how I roll. This is what I like to do. And would ask for my feedback. And I was like, well, this is what I'm used to when I work with my videographer. And then I have some that they said, hey, I've been doing this for over a decade, so just stay out of my way. And they end up in my way.
It's interesting because I've realized the mentors that I've had definitely help shape the way I approach weddings. Mm-hmm. And when I worked with Caden's Weddings by Caden, it was very collaborative with the photographers and the videographers. So there was always this, I always look at it as a little dance. Mm-hmm. And it becomes kind of fun because you get in sync to the point where everyone's getting their shots and we're just moving in unison, and it feels great. Yes. Actually, because you can feel the energy. And then doing Southeast Asian weddings with This Love Photography. Sarah just retired after 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was a very collaborative. Congratulations. It was very, very, very collaborative. And I never, and these, Southeast Asian weddings are huge.
Huge.
She would have, it would be about 4 videographers, 4 photographers. I never ever felt like, unless I was and no one said anything to me, I was in their way, and I was like, we would talk to each other and communicate. We kind of figure out what people are doing, what you're focusing on, what lens you have, so I know if you're going to be closer or farther away. There's so many things that you can have a conversation about to make sure that you're working together and not working against each other.
Yes, I love when we can move as a unit. Like the first kiss, walking down the aisle after the first kiss, getting ready for that dip. You and I, like, that's one of our big communications where we're like, we're going to go side by side. Like, we walk together. Like, I know you need that shot just as much as I do. So instead of one standing in front of the other, we walk together. And if we ever, where there's an issue where, like, the aisle's too small for both of us, we figure out how to make it work. I'm super short, so he can film over me, and we still walk together as one unit.
and that's the big thing, is that at the end of the day, we want to get things for our portfolios. Mm-hmm. We have these ideas of the kind of shots we want, but we're there for the bride and groom.
Yes.
So for me, I don't want them having to do things twice if they don't need to, especially if we're behind on a timeline.
Oh, yes.
And what's weird is that I've been running into some collaborators that feel, it seems like they don't want to budge on what they know. Yeah. Like, they'll be like, I never worked with a videographer before. Well, do you want to talk about how it is to work with a videographer? It's just kind of like, I've never done it before.
Don't get
maybe I don't have to do it.
So caught up in your own ego, essentially, that you're not open to constructive criticism, open to working with another team member. I worked with another videographer at this venue that he had worked at numerous times, so he knew the lay of the land. I didn't see him as my enemy. I saw him as an ally and somebody He's shot here so many times, he knows already where the light's gonna go, where the perfect spot's gonna be. If we need to hide the bride somewhere, like he knows exactly where she needs to be. He was probably the best person I could have had on that day, especially when it was the first time for me being in that venue. No issues. I was like, okay, Jerome, you got competition, okay? But he really was so helpful. And he even came to me and was just like, hey, I really appreciate working with you today. He goes, I've worked with other photographers where, you know, they feel like what they're shooting is more important than what I'm shooting. And you and I have had this conversation as well. It's not one over the other anymore. Like, photography is just as equal as videography at this point in this day and age because of social media.
And it's interesting because depending on what medium you're doing photography in or videography in, sometimes one may seem more important depending on the client and what they want to use the deliverables for. The event I did yesterday, I was doing photography, and video was a little bit more important.
Right.
That didn't mean that I didn't matter. It just meant that for certain shots, he had to be right there in front.
Right.
And I had to try to work around, maybe get audience reactions.
Yeah.
You figure out how to make that work without feeling like you're taking away from someone else's work.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just interesting running into some of this now because I come from a very like teamwork oriented background.
I can't see you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was like, I need to see your eyes.
A very team-oriented background, so it's a lot of communication, especially having a theater background. With theater, you get constructive criticism, and you try again. Yeah. You're only as strong as the rest of your team. It's just like the way people approach sports. So I'm thinking, like you said, you're my ally. And then I love learning from photographers as well. We all have these cameras that can do the same things if we want them to.
Right.
So it's like just weird to ever think that there's some kind of competition or one is more important than the other. Because one might be more important in certain situations. When they want the first look and they do private vows, video becomes important because we need to get the sound.
The couple may convey that to us too. They might say, hey, we don't mind if video's there, but we really kind of just want the still moments in a photo, or vice versa. Like, we want to be able to hear our vows and have this video to show our kids later down the road. You know, they say those things to us. We have conversations with our couples, and honestly, the best thing you can do is get on a phone call with your videographer and your couple so everybody's on the same page. I can't stress that enough.
It's really important. I try to reach out the day before just to create some kind of relationship there if we haven't before. Just because I don't ever want anyone coming into a situation thinking, oh, well, this videographer is going to be an a-hole or just be in my way in every shot.
You're always in the way, Jerome.
Like, it's crazy, though, how some people are just like, I got to get the shot, so I'll step right in front of you. To me, that is the most disrespectful thing that I can do. And I don't, people usually don't do it purposely. You could be so focused in, but that's the thing of being aware of your surroundings.
I've learned, especially, you know, not just when we work as a team, but when I know there's a videographer, to always say, hey, did you get your shot? Or do you need this shot? I personally love moving photos. So when you and I work together, you're like, I require a lot of movement. Great. So as you're filming, for example, the guys walking, as you're filming them walking, I am literally shooting around while you are filming, because it makes movement in the photo. Like, you can capture that. I don't want to just have them standing there, you know, like pretending to walk. I'm like, why pretend when you can do and I can take the photo? And
that's the other thing too, is like, I work with some photographers who always check in, and I try to do the same thing too. You got your shot? You got your shot? You got everything you needed?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do? Sometimes when it happens now, I'm like so pleasantly surprised and pleased, because I'm like, oh, you care. Because
really
some people are just like, do.
Okay,
I'm good.
We're done. We're going to the next thing.
And it's like, and the excuse is, I've never worked with a videographer before. But you said the first time you met me, you had never worked with a videographer before, and we had a conversation.
Yes. I think that's one of the kind of building blocks for us was communication. That is our love language, Jerome. Communication. But it's big, because if you don't have that, your couple will sense that. Your couple's going to feel that. Your couple's going to see that in their photos and in their videos. The other day, I worked with a very well-seasoned videographer. Like, he was telling me, like, this was like his 500th wedding, because he's been doing it for over a decade. And I was prepared to learn something new. I don't think you can ever stop learning. I love working with new photographers. I love working with seasoned photographers, same with videographers, because they are always teaching me something new. I did not learn anything other than to speak up for myself, because I don't like conflict. But I sent Jerome the photos of, I had picked my spot. We were getting ready for first dances. And all of a sudden, the videographer just comes and stands right in front of me. No regard that I was there first. No regard that I left space beside me on either side for him to be there. I was so upset, because I should not have to say that. I shouldn't have to. I always check my surroundings, and I do this because I had a really great teacher who yelled at me and was like, "Christina, get down, that's my camera." That was you. You did.
Was it like a bad yell? Was it?
No, it was.
I'm like, I don't use.
It was one of those, we hadn't really learned each other's signs yet, and you're like, and I was all, it was, you know, the TikTok that's going around where they're like, and they're like,
because that's
that
usually what I'll do. I'll do this, like.
Yeah, and it just went shoo.
And that happens. See, now with you, I had a situation where I had to ask a person like 2 or 3 times, like, and I felt bad, because it does, especially if, sometimes the dynamic of being a male videographer and working with a female photographer, I never want to come off like I'm being rude, because some men are, though.
Yes.
And I don't like that either. But I'm like, to me, it's all about the client. I'm like, I'm just trying to get the shot. Like, and even then, I've been maneuvering. Like, next time we work together, I maneuver my cameras in different places now, just to make sure photographers.
You also let me know where you lay out. If you have to have cameras on tripods, you're like, hey, I have a camera here and I have a camera here. So I become more mindful of where I need to make sure I'm ducking, or I'm standing side by side. Because
for videography, you know, moving a camera, it takes a lot more time. For a photographer, you could get the shot and then move for a second and come back. I know sometimes you're in that spot, the lighting is perfect, you don't want to move, but even if you just duck for a second, it's when, like, there's no consideration at all. And what I realized is that the way I approach life is the way I'm approaching weddings and working with different photographers and videographers, is that it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's always learning to do. And it would be great if we can all come into the situation open to learn, and open to learning, and open to communication, and finding new ways to communicate.
Yes.
But number 2, what's a moment that can easily be missed when photo and video aren't in sync?
First kiss.
First kiss.
First look.
All the time. All the time. All the time.
First kiss, first look. Yeah.
Because I know, especially for that first kiss, I'll go start there. Even though, you know, first look is before, but first kiss, you want the middle aisle.
Yes.
We all want the middle aisle. We can share.
And Sally wants the middle aisle with her cell phone. Okay.
Sally's back. We can make it work together. I even always try to tell photographers, look, if you need to get in for the shot real quick, tell me. I'll move out. I'll move even further away. But if we're both in the middle, we should be good. It becomes this thing of like
competition.
Yeah, like trying to fight to get to the front of the line, and I'm like, dude, like we both need this.
Like we're running and trying to get the scraps. Like, what's left over? And I'm like, no, like we're a team. We can do this together. We can work together.
Because what's gonna happen is the bride and groom's gonna get their photos and videos back and be like, oh, this photo looks awesome. And then video's gonna be like, yeah, so our guy, and the post's gonna be like, he didn't get the shot. Well, what did he get? The back of your photographer.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I get a little petty in those moments where, like, the videographer's right there and I'm like, I'm just going to leave him in there. They hired him. They knew what they were getting. But then I'm like, I can't, because that's not their fault that the videographer was in that shot.
I try to do everything I can.
I don't think I've ever gotten the back of your head.
Oh, thank you. Good. Good. I really try not to get, like, I hate if I have to get by real quick and I can't, like, duck. Because I'm like, I know what it's like to get a shot set up and you're ready to take it. That's the other thing. I do photography as well. I'm not going to say I'm as skilled as you, but I do photography enough to know what goes into it and what you need. So I'm like, damn, I just messed up your shot. And I know that can be devastating depending on...
That was like a 10-minute setup. Why?
No. I just think having mutual respect for both crafts is so important.
Especially now in this day and age. Like I said, there's not one that's more precedent than the other. Like, they are equal. Social media has deemed that important. And even when there's a content creator on board, they are very green into the wedding days. And they may not think that they're getting in the way. And it's where I think we've had to have polite conversations of, when we go in for this shot, you're welcome to join us, but please come with us. Don't stand in front of us. And they are very limited on how close or far away they can be. And so, was it Madison? And I think they had a content creator.
Yeah, she was great too.
And she was like, okay, they wanted this. How can we work together? I was like, because there's 3 bodies. Thankfully, it was outdoors, but we were able to, like, before the ceremony, we all knew that we wanted to get this one shot. The content creator as well, it was like, how can I get this with you guys? And we all worked around it, and we came up with a game plan, and it was beautiful. Like,
it's just communication. It's just communication. I was something else that I can't remember what it was. It said was it first look?
I did say first look, because if we're not lined up properly,
I think it's something about missing the first look.
Because sometimes if you're just by yourself and the photographers don't tell you.
Oh,
I've never done that, by the way. I always make sure he is with me.
That's a thing too. I've had great photographers who are like, we can just stage it again. I'll set it all up for you because I forgot to call. And I'm like, what? Thank you. And some people are just like, sorry.
Sorry, it happened. You missed it. Bye.
It was something about being green.
The content creators?
It was before that. Something about being green. Something with, maybe I'll come back now. I don't want to hold it up.
Okay.
Number 3, how does poor teamwork between photo and video affect the timeline?
It can throw us behind.
Delays.
And I don't even want to say just with photo and video. Like, even if we have second shooters that their goal is solely themselves and want to build their portfolio, which we encounter that together.
That can happen sometimes.
It put us behind, and it was a very hot summer day, and in fact, the timeline, we completely ended up redoing it for the whole day because of the heat and not wanting family to be out there. And it was just, nobody is more important than the other person. Most
of the time, the timeline is going to be affected because if video still needs to get what they need to get, and the photographer, because the lead of the day is the photographer.
Yeah.
They
not that we like that, okay? Like, Jerome is very capable of leading the day.
But that's just what it is. To me, it makes everything flow a lot better because the photographer, if you're working with a great photographer, they're going to set up the shot and video is going to be able to step right in.
Yeah.
And like I always say, at the end of the day, we don't want the bride and groom, especially if it's hot, out there all day.
Yes.
We're trying to get those all in kind of one shot. So if you working with you, it's great because usually what you have them doing, I'm already good for video.
Yeah.
But then you go, oh, okay, let's do some movement for video. And I'm like, oh, this is even just a cherry on the top.
Yeah.
So when that's not happening, though, you have photography. Yeah, because you have photography doing their thing and then video doing their thing.
It's like a stop, do a photo, reset. Okay, now video comes in. Do the video, stop, reset, next photo. Like, we're constantly having to break it into blocks instead of it being one continuous flow.
And if the timeline happens to be like an hour behind, and we're stopping and going, we're not catching up now.
Yeah.
We're not catching up.
And then we're missing shots too. Like that's delaying us to be able to go and get those shots of cocktail hour and intermingling with guests. And, you know, couples pay so much money for this a day. They should be able to go and mingle with their guests. Like this season, I have made it a priority to make sure my couples get to enjoy at least a half hour of their cocktail hour.
Which would be fantastic. Like they're tired.
They're hungry. It's a long day. They want to drink too. They want to start the party.
They're literally celebrities for like the wedding day, the day
hours,
before.
yeah.
And then they've been planning this whole time. So, and then they have family and friends they want to see. They want to enjoy their wedding day.
Yes.
I try to make it as easy as possible. That's why even like, I know when things aren't going right, it's not that I shut down. I just go, okay, this is what it's going to be. Communication's going to be hard here.
Yeah.
Let me just get the best shots I can get and work around it. I'll get my shots, but it's so much better and makes for a better experience when
you're in there. Your personality is able to shine through. And I think the biggest misconception is that we're supposed to be against each other. That one is better than the other. I feel like that's kind of the term I keep hearing, that photographers are better than videographers, and that's not the case. Like maybe 20 years ago, yes.
And I just want to know where that comes from, because all of our gear, if you start to count up our gear, because we could break it down. We could break it down to skill and equipment and what you're paying for. I'm pretty sure we're paying around the same prices for our equipment. So,
and I think too, and this might just be like something that's kind of lived in my head, is I feel that because, let's say I did happen to get like a shot of you, your hand, your camera, something in my photo.
that's what it was.
I can edit it out, no problem. And I think the misconception there is that videographers can edit me out. I think the photographer's like, oh, you'll be fine, you can edit me out. But that's not the case. You guys have a live video.
I knew you would bring it back. That's what I wanted to bring up when we're talking about green, is that new photographers are just like, well, we can take it out in AI. I might be showing my age. We didn't have AI that worked this well, maybe only like 3 years ago.
It still doesn't work that well. I can't tell you how many times I get a cyclops in my photos.
Like we can't, like, depending on being able to take things out and post is something that, I guess, old school, we never depend on. Marvel might do it, but I don't have Marvel money or a Marvel team to go through post.
Or Marvel production.
You know,
equipment.
so like, depending on AI, like, that's the thing about being considerate of the person you're working with. Oh, well, for me, I can just take it on AI. Well, video might not be able to.
Yeah.
You don't have to come with that consideration if you don't want to, I guess. But I feel like after a while, you're going to have a reputation of videographers are not going to like you. Just like photographers are not going to like videographers that just say, well, this is the way I do things. I'm going to plant my tripod right here. And you figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
What's a common mistake photographers and videographers make when they don't communicate early?
Timeline. They don't have the same timeline.
Yep.
Again, getting in each other's shots, assuming that they can edit each other out when that's not the case.
Locations. That's another reason why we like to arrive about an hour early.
Yes.
Because I'll go look at things when people are talking about, because you know, if you have a good coordinator, they're telling you the sun's over here right now and the bride wanted to do this here. So I'm looking. So when you come, if I'm already there early, I'm already giving you options.
Yes.
Now, if you don't trust me for some reason because I'm a videographer, you're going to end up going around and wasting more time and then going, oh, this is the same spot that you recommended earlier. And that's fine.
I will say, we did have something similar like this when we went to Blackberry Ridge. You liked shooting in direct sun because the lighting works for camera, like for his video camera. Whereas I'm the opposite. I want the sun to be behind my clients because it gives them a glowy effect and it makes their skin really pretty. And it was so simple. We literally shot in the same spot. You were shooting this way. I just flipped it around. Same spot, 2 different photos, 2 different looks. But the couple wasn't have to going from point A to point B running around.
Yeah, because I like both. Because especially if you get the sun in the back, but because I have ND filters, I can shoot in directly in the sun sometimes, and it can look cool. Sometimes it looks crazy, but sometimes it looks really cool. So I like that option.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about working with you and certain photographers. Is that we can work around each other. Oh, that's what you need right now? Well, let me get this.
Yes.
And then we can move around.
While you're shooting like movement and things, I'm still photographing, but I might be photographing the details, like her hand holding the flowers, his hand holding her waist. There's not a reason for me not to be shooting when you're getting film.
And I feel like a lot of this too comes with experience. And I'm not going back on what I said. I really don't think it matters how old you are, how many years you've been, but doing wedding after wedding and working with other people, you get that experience of, okay, well, like you said, I can still be shooting during this time. Or if video is there, I can have them stay in this pose for 10 seconds longer. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
You start to figure out, well, how I can maneuver in a better way that's effective, that's saving time, and I'm still getting my shots.
Yep.
That only comes with, well, I can't even say that because some people, I guess if you...
Repetition, working as a team,
But if you're stuck in your ways, you know, if you feel like, because that's the only thing that I'm afraid of with talking to some people that are like, I've never worked with a videographer before, because it's like the conversation stops there.
Yeah.
Like what you said, you know, the conversation continued, but some people go, well, I just never worked with a videographer before, so...
I kind of like an example of that is when we were working that one wedding and the second shooter was like, well, I'm usually the lead photographer. And that's great for you on every other day, but today that is not your title. And that was a big learning curve for me. I am not a confrontational person, and you know that. I am always rooting for everybody. And when I have my second shooters with me, mind you, this was not like my wedding. We worked this with the company. Yeah. So we were kind of all, thankfully Jerome and I know each other, but sometimes we get thrown in a mix with people we've never worked with before. And this was one of those times. But I am always rooting for my second shooter. I will always want them to get their shots for their portfolio if time allows for it.
Yes.
If you get the shots that I asked you to get prior, you know, if there's a lull, or I'm like, hey, you know what, bride's getting touch-ups real quick, did you want to go and grab some of these photos with the guys? You know, I will always allow for my second shooters to grow and build their portfolio. But when we were in a time crunch, our timeline was already off the rails. It was 100 and something degrees, middle of July, no shade, zero shade. The odds were not in our favor that day. And that was like, just hit a brick wall. Well, I'm usually the lead.
Well, and that's the thing about starting out in this. When you start out as a second shooter, like you said, you have your deliverables, what you're supposed to be focusing on. And there were times when I wanted to build my portfolio up, but we didn't have time to.
Yeah.
And what takes precedent, I've always been this way, is what the bride and groom need. What my first shooter asked me to get for them.
Yes.
So especially when I did Southeast Asian weddings, I was a second shooter. All I was focusing on were the crowd reactions and like B-roll stuff.
Yeah.
And details. I had to be happy with that. If we had a chance for me to film something else, maybe I would. Yes. But to be honest with you, most of the time, I might get maybe like 2 minutes worth of things because I was just doing what I was actually paid to do.
Right.
You've got to work your way up. And like you said, I'm all for building up your portfolio, especially if we have time to. I'm going to push for that for a second shooter because we all start
right. We all start somewhere. And I think too, like that goes again back to communication. Even me as a second shooter, I was green. I started out at the bottom too. I've made mistakes, but it took other photographers pointing that out to me, letting me know.
Yes.
And it was never done in an ugly manner. It was always like, you did great in this, this, and this. If we do this again, this is what I would have changed, or this is what I would have liked you to get.
See, I was so spoiled by the people that helped me and brought me in because I would want more feedback, but it was like they let me learn on the job, and I'm so grateful for that. But I always, you know, if the opportunity arose for me to get more, I got more. Yeah. But if I couldn't, I dealt with what I had,
Yes.
and I was still able to build on that. So I feel like just trust the process. You don't have to fake it until you make it. Like, to me, this is the worst place to do that in, because you have a skill, you've worked on the skill. There's talent, but there's also a skill to this with aperture, lighting, all of these things. It's like, just trust the process. You don't have to fake it till you make and act like you know everything.
Yes.
And just because you saw something on TikTok or they told you to go, I forgot what is it. I keep saying, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But I know hyping up. It's just certain things, like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, just go back to what made you. Maybe it was always money, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe you liked picking up a camera and showing the world your point of view. Like, just get back to that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always excited, and I always have imposter syndrome too.
Yes.
Every wedding, it doesn't matter how many I have. The day of, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to pull this off? And then when I get there and I'm around the vibe, that's what I always say about weddings. Usually weddings, you have the easiest job because everyone's coming there to celebrate. They're already in a great mood.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy. There's love all around. And that same love is what I have for my craft. So then I just get into it. And it's a great experience. Just remember that, like, this whole thing of, I have to be the big dog, or...
Yeah, it's not even, we're all on the same team. We're all there for the same reason. Like, nobody's above the other person.
And you see, you always bring it back. I love you, Christina. The team thing. So when I talk about, like, theater, and for other people, I know I'm a guy, so usually it's sports, but theater, you play your role. In theater, you literally playing your role as an actor, but they say it in sports too, because sometimes you are the guy that's going to make the points.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to support.
Yeah.
You have to be okay doing all of the
roles,
above.
yeah.
Being background, being support, being the star, and then sometimes working backstage to make sure the lighting and sound's good. Like,
because really, going to theater, if you didn't have your stage hands, the whole play would fall apart. Like, okay, you could be the lead actor or actress, but guess what? You are nothing without your supporting actors or actresses. You are nothing without your lighting crew, your stage hands. Like,
sounds, costumes, nothing.
It is a team effort. I don't think I would be as good as I am today without your help.
Vice versa.
But you have set the bar so high for me when it comes to the opportunity of working with other videographers. And he's usually my first message, Jerome, why aren't you here with me? I need you here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through the day. Like,
the same thing. I hate bothering her, but I'm like, I don't know.
But we've set that standard for each other where we just want excellence across the board.
That's it.
And it's not a hard ask. Communicate. Like I said, that other videographer that I got to work with, like, he was such an asset because he knew the lay of the land. I left that day after the wedding thinking, did I even work today? Like, I don't think I even put my thinking cap on. Like, he knew everything. Like, it was literally second nature to him. And I just got the pleasant surprise of going along for the ride and actually being present and enjoying the whole day.
And I feel like, I guess that's like all I'm asking is, like, if you feel like you've never done something before, just be open to exploring. When I get somewhere, like, say for some reason there's 4 shooters for photography, 5 shooters for videography, I'd go, what's going on? I've never seen this before, but then I'd start asking questions.
Yes.
How are we going to pull this off? I start thinking about how cool this is going to be, how it's going to look. Are we going to break up different things?
Yes.
Like, be open to a challenge that you've never faced before, because that's how you grow.
Yep. Yeah.
I think this is, oh no, we got one more. Okay. How can working as a team actually create better moments for the couple instead of just capturing them?
It'll make the day go so much easier.
So much easier.
You literally can uplift a couple when their team is working together. Because I know we've seen it before where we are like, we have the perfect lighting, the amazing dress, the veil, everything is working in our favor. And you can hear like myself, like, oh my God, this is beautiful, don't move, or please keep kissing. And Jerome is like, don't stop doing that. Like it is, we are so vocal and like, we cannot believe the magic that we're capturing, that it literally leaves us and goes on to our couple, and they're like, oh yes, we got this, we look so good, like these are gonna be so fabulous. And they literally will go into the reception on another high, not just the wedding high, but we look so good doing this, like I'm feeling myself, this is the best day ever.
It hypes them up because we're getting hyped. They look good, they feel good, they're about to marry their best friend, like,
or they just got done marrying their best friend, and so like
it's great. And I'd say that energy that I always talk about at weddings, when the photographer and videographer are in sync like that, that energy keeps going.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. And it goes onto the dance floor. It makes for some of the best dance shots because you know me, I love to dance. I will get in there and I will dance with my couples. And it's just, it is so much fun when the couples realize that they can fully let themselves be who they are in that moment, and that you're capturing that. That definitely takes it to the next level.
And just looking at it from professional, being like a professional in like business, I'd always say when I was working, like doing corporate stuff, like, hey, like, the client can tell we're not on the same page. They're emailing me and they're getting something different from me than they're getting from you. It's the same thing kind of when you're at a wedding. Like, they feel like they're talking to two different people now. And they already have so many people to talk to. And then when photo and video aren't on the same page, it's like, well, now I have to tell video what I told photo again.
Yes.
You can tell that we're not working together. And to me, that doesn't look that professional all the time.
Yes. And even if we aren't under the same entity, like let's say the couple hired myself and somebody from a third party to do video, they can tell when we have that separation. Yep. And it takes all of 5 minutes, you know, the day of, hey, nice to finally officially meet you. Let's walk through the day together. And it will save so much issues throughout the day.
So simple.
It's so simple. And then at the end of the day, you probably made a new friend. Hello.
And that's my thing. I had a wedding. I have a wedding on Saturday, but then I got an inquiry for another wedding, and I had to just dig into my network of videographers that I've met working. Like, same thing for photography. Yeah. If I can't get you, I need a backup. Like, all of these people that we're meeting, like, we're your colleagues.
Yes. I think that is the most appreciative thing for me anyway that somebody can do, is refer me. Or say, I worked with you on this one wedding and you just had such a great personality. I want to work with you again. Are you available? And I think that's why I'm always drawn to go to you first. If you have, hey, I have a wedding, they want a videographer, are you available? Because I know our energy is so well.
Same.
And we come off super great together. And so I'm like, when I do get that with another videographer, I'm like, I need your info. If something comes across my table, my main man isn't available, okay, then I will definitely use you, because it is so important, because we bring that to the table when we have the wedding with that couple and that client. Like, they are priority. We want them to feel as excited about their day as we are.
I'll say this. When we met each other, didn't know each other on a job.
Do you remember when we first met?
It was an engagement shoot. And I felt like I was in your way a lot during that shoot. Like, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think I ever told you. I remember when you even showed interest in working with me, just, you know, outside of the vendors we work with. I told my friend, I was like, I didn't think she even liked me. Like, I was like, I didn't know she, like, I was like, oh, okay, because I just felt like, not that I was green, but I felt like I was still, like, nervous and stuff during that time. And it's like, you can build a rapport with a person that not only helps you grow in your craft, but helps you grow in your business. We're doing a podcast together now. Like, I know. Like, it's like, you know, just be open to it, people. Just be open to it.
Like, photo and video are not enemies. We are not the enemies, okay? We want to work together and build and grow together. Because, I mean, like I said, social media is huge. It is what the world revolves around right now. And yes, I can take pretty photos and you can post them, but guess what else is really popular? TikTok.
Yes.
Reels. People want to see these things. People want to see the movement. They want to see the day. And as much as I admire you for what you do, I would never be able to do that. So please, if that's one less thing I have to worry about, I will wholeheartedly put that on your plate. Thank you so much. You are amazing.
I swear, if you are open to it, you'll learn more things. Like the past wedding I did, the photographer shot editorial style. And there was a point in time when she turned off the light. For video, at first I was like, this might not work. Mm-hmm. But I was like, let me just go with it and see if I can get anything.
Yeah.
And the way she did her lighting with it actually made the video look completely different than I ever thought it would look.
Nice.
And I was like, now I would still have to mess with that technique.
Yeah.
Or if I met someone else that did that shot that same style, at least I would know now.
Yes.
But
you would have that in your little memory bank, like, oh, I've done this before. Now I know what I can improve on.
Exactly. It wasn't a thing of like, she was doing something that I never experienced, and I said, no. That doesn't work
How
for me.
dare you turn those
I
lights
said,
up?
oh, well, you need, that's how you shoot. Okay, then.
Yeah.
I don't know why that seems so hard.
I think that as a photographer, we can get in our own heads of, we have to get these specific shots. We have our mental checklist that we're going down. And sometimes the day can get away from us that we don't realize, oh, I forgot I had somebody with me.
And I love having your perspective, because understand that for at least for me as a videographer, I am there to support as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm always asking, like, especially if you don't have a second shooter or something,
Yeah.
like, how can I help? I'm standing right next to you. I'm with you on this battlefield.
Yes.
If it doesn't matter that I'm only doing video. You need me to call the next people up for the shot? Like,
Yes.
what do you need to alleviate some of the stress? Because there is a lot riding on your shoulders. You are the face of it most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
talking to the couple.
It really, it does help. I know that there was, these second shooters, I tell you, our Lake Lanier wedding, that one was hard just because of a clash of personalities, but it was hard because the second shooter I had wasn't allowing you to be your best self and helping me. You saw that, hey, we are behind, we're trying to get everything set up for family formals, and you were trying to assist me. You were like, honestly, I couldn't even tell you where the second shooter was at that point. He was gone, whatever. But then you're in there, you're like, hey, what can I do to help you? And I was like, thank you so much. I need this, this, and this. And you're like, okay. And you start, doing your thing, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden he appears out of nowhere. And then he just yells at you for like doing his job. But you weren't where I needed you to be. Jerome stepped up and helped me.
Well, one thing is you're going to have egos. And that's why another thing, like...
Males have egos.
It's a thing. And whenever I work with male photographers, I usually have a good time. Just like with female photographers. But I always try to watch the way I speak to women photographers, just because the way males can be. Mm-hmm. I'm a male. I know how males can be.
He also grew up with sisters.
Exactly. And in this situation, I already didn't like the way he was talking to you, because first of all, like you said, you were lead photographer, mm-hmm. and he was acting as if he was lead. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I think you arrived late because of traffic or something mm-hmm. like that. Doesn't matter. You hold down the fort. When the lead comes, they're the lead.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to say wouldn't have been professional. So all I said was, oh yeah, because he said that we didn't have time for it. I said, well, make time. Mm-hmm. That's it. Even now, the thing about it, when you act like an ass, guests came up to me and said, I don't know why he spoke to you that way. Yeah. To me, that wasn't disrespectful. Everyone else said he yelled. To me, it didn't sound like he yelled.
Yeah.
I might have blacked it out, so I didn't react. But that's all I had to say was, well, make time if you're going to act like you can't make time.
Yes.
When I'm on the clock, I'm professional. Mm-hmm. People, you talk to me crazy all you want. When I have that shirt on from whatever company I'm representing, or if it's me and my company I'm representing, I don't care. I'm here for a client to do a job. Yeah. All that ego stuff and having to be the center of attention at a wedding is crazy to me.
Yeah.
From photographers or videographers, whatever kind of ego you're bringing into this. It's all about the bride and groom. I'm always going to bring it back to the bride and groom. Yeah. I don't care how many years I have in the game. I'm always going to treat you like an equal. I don't look at myself as better than anyone.
Same.
And when I see people being disrespectful in the way they're communicating to people, it rubs me the wrong way, especially when it's winter.
No, and like that was not the first time you came and, you know, to my corner, because we've had a couple of other instances where that has happened, and you have been in my corner, and very appreciative of that, because again, I'm not confrontational. I will smile, and we were just going to power through it. And again, I'm not there
You were being way too nice. I said he got one more again. He got one more again.
I don't have time to feed into your ego. If this is what you need, okay, you do you, Pookie. Okay, I'm here to get whatever the couple has asked me to get. I'll deal with you later.
You bringing me back to that day, because I kept looking around like, am I seeing this? I'm like, no one else is gonna say anything, because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to come on too strong, but I was like, I couldn't. It was like, what?
But also the team that we were set with that day had already set the tone.
He is a perpetual overstepper. You ever heard that? Perpetual overstepper. Final question. What's one simple thing photographers and videographers can do that instantly improves the entire wedding day flow?
Make sure we get on that call. First and foremost, the moment I find out that there's a videographer, I want name, phone number, emails, because I want to reach out to you. I want to build that relationship, and I want to make sure that we are on the same page.
That, and then day of, just quick check-ins.
Yeah.
It does, it's a world of help. Like, just being like, hey, you get everything you need?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go do this?
Yeah.
Just quick check-ins. Because sometimes I might miss something setting up my cameras for ceremony while you're still getting photography.
Well, there was the one time where I think it was like Sol and Shane, like, I ended up getting there early. I don't know, was I there too early?
You got there. I think your call time was earlier than mine, because that happens sometimes with photography.
And then, like, I had the details and everything.
You had everything ready to go.
And I was just like, I felt bad, because I was like, well, I don't want to leave, like, pack everything up.
She waited for me.
I'll always wait for you.
Waited for me. She could have went along, but she waited for me. I'm sorry.
Because I knew he needed the shot.
Sorry.
I knew you needed that shot.
And I'm joking, but like, that's the kind of consideration that you either build or work towards that, or some people just have it. I worked with a photographer back in December where he forgot to grab me for the first look because I was setting up for the ceremony. And he said, don't worry, we'll restage it. I thought he was going to go, yeah, we did. This is what I usually get. We did it already. No, sorry.
Oh, gosh.
And I didn't even have to do it. He went and made sure that he got everyone together for it again.
Aww.
And the bride and her brother were down for it. They just did it again. And
I bet they were like more enthusiastic second go around. Right?
Oh yeah, they were comfortable. It was great. And he was like, yeah, no problem, man. I love stuff like that. Stuff like that makes me go, well, if Christina's not available, you know what I mean? It's just consideration. And I think this is such a collaborative field, especially when everyone's so concerned about AI taking over jobs and things happening. Is that like, let's not create more division where there doesn't need to be any.
Yeah, agreed. I think too, when you have new ideas, like we'll be in like the middle of shooting, and there are sometimes when you're like, hey, can we try this? Yeah. Like, just be open to it. I think because there's probably been times where I'm like, hey, can we try this? And you're like, oh my God, I love that. Can we try that one more time? Because like, I need to get it from this angle too.
99% of the time, that is going to be my reaction. That's why I love working with photographers, because that's the name of our podcast, the aisle and the angle. It's about the fact that we're going to have different points of view and different creative ways to attack the day. And I love that, because usually that's what happens. Oh, can we try this? Because the way you did a pose, because the way you set up your shot, it's making me think. Like, and we can get boggled down, and we have this list of things we need to do.
I think there have been times too when you're at a specific angle and you're like, Christina, you need to shoot it from over this way. And I do, and I change my perspective and I see from what you're seeing, I'm like, oh my God, I love this. Thank you for thinking of me. Like, you were so right.
I do the same, because sometimes I watch you where you are with it, and I'm like, what is she getting over there? I'm like, oh. Yeah. It's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be this looks great. And I love more of that. Like, and wedding days, to me, they already go fast, even when they're difficult. Yes. I'm like, so imagine when you're having fun working with your partner that day.
Yeah. Always. Communication, being open to trying new things, not being rude, and just being considerate.
Done. That was
Sold.
a good episode.
Woohoo.
We're done.
We're done.
It's awesome. Well, this was the Island Angle. I'm Jerome.
I'm Christina.
Stay tuned for the next one.
Bye.
Bye.